Have you ever felt the ground shift beneath your life, even before anything actually changed? This is where your journey begins, Sagittarius. Right here, right now, in a moment that feels like the breath before a miracle. You are not here por acaso. You were pulled to this message by a force that sees farther than your eyes can reach. Something enormous is rising for you, and I invite you to stay with me until the very end, because what I am about to reveal has the power to realign your path, awaken your intuition, and remind you of the magnitude of who you truly are. Your destiny is whispering, and the next few minutes may be the most important words your spirit has heard in a very long time. Sagittarius, there is an ancient truth about your energy that even many astrologers forget. You are not simply a seeker. You are the one who carries the fire of meaning in a world that often tries to dim the mystery. In modern Western astrology, you are ruled by Jupiter, the great expander of consciousness. In Vedic tradition, this same planet is known as Guru, the master of wisdom that guides souls toward deeper understanding. When these perspectives merge, your essence becomes something rare. You are the one who does not just crave answers. You are the one who was born to chase the horizon where truth reveals itself. And right now, the universe is preparing you for a transformation so enormous that no simple vocabulary is capable of fully describing it. There are moments in a Sagittarius life when the veil thins and you begin to feel that something is rearranging itself in the unseen. Maybe you have felt restless without explanation. Maybe your dreams have carried symbols that linger in your mind every morning. Maybe certain memories rise as if they are asking to be understood again. Or perhaps you have sensed a calling that has not yet formed into words. All of this is the beginning of a spiritual recalibration, a sign that the invisible is already moving and you are standing at the doorway of a chapter that will ask for your courage, your trust, and your faith in your own becoming. As you listen now, you may feel a quiet stirring in your chest, a soft recognition that this message is meeting you at exactly the right time. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The universe often speaks through resonance, and when something resonates this deeply, it is because it belongs to your path. I invite you to breathe deeply, soften your shoulders, and allow these words to settle into the places inside you that have been waiting for clarity. You are stepping into the beginning of an awakening that will ask you to stand taller, shine brighter, and expand farther than you have ever dared before. Before we move into the next revelation, take a moment to ground yourself in presence. Feel your feet on the floor, feel your breath in your body, and feel the truth that you are here for a reason. Transformation is not a storm that arrives without purpose. It is a calling from your higher self, reminding you that you are ready for more. And Sagittarius, you are so much more powerful than you have been giving yourself permission to believe. If these words are speaking directly to your spirit, leave a comment of affirmation below. Write the sentence, "I choose my expansion," and allow the universe to witness your intention. Sagittarius, let us step into the quiet space between who you were and who you are becoming. There is always a moment before a transformation when the air feels charged, almost as if reality is holding its breath. You may have noticed subtle shifts in your daily life. Perhaps you felt an unexplained restlessness or a sudden burst of clarity that appeared for only a second and then vanished like mist. Maybe your nights have been filled with vivid images, or your mornings arrive with a strange sense that something important is moving behind the scenes. These sensations are not random. They are the first signals that the universe is preparing you for a monumental inner shift, one that reaches far beyond the ordinary and into the sacred territory of your soul. You are ruled by Jupiter, the great teacher, and this means your spirit is naturally inclined toward growth. But what is coming now is not the usual kind of expansion that you have experienced before. This energy feels different because it carries a powerful vibration that is both disruptive and deeply healing. It is as if life is gently clearing away what no longer aligns with your next level. You may find yourself questioning old beliefs or feeling detached from routines that once felt familiar. Instead of resisting that feeling, allow it to unfold. This is your intuitive field, preparing the soil for something extraordinary that is about to emerge. Sagittarius, the universe is tuning you like an instrument. Every emotion, every inner nudge, every intuitive whisper, every moment of discomfort is a sign that your energetic system is adjusting itself. You are being prepared for a destiny moment, one that will require clarity, faith, and a willingness to surrender what you thought you knew. Trust that these early tremors are shaping you. They are not here to unsettle you. They are here to elevate you. Now let us move deeper into the heart of this transformation. Sagittarius, the shift that is approaching is not a small adjustment or a mild improvement. The magnitude of this moment touches 3 primary layers of your human and spiritual evolution, and each layer is profound in its own way. First, the universe is guiding you into a phase of soul expansion. This type of expansion does not come through effort. It arrives when the soul opens like a window, catching the first light of dawn. You will begin to feel a stronger connection to truth, to meaning, and to your own inner wisdom. Second, there will be a directional shift. Life may gently or suddenly turn you toward a new path. Opportunities may appear that feel strangely aligned, even if you did not expect them. People may leave your orbit, and new ones may enter with perfect timing. This is not chaos. This is choreography. The universe is moving you into a position where your gifts can finally breathe. Third, you will undergo an identity renewal. This is one of the most powerful parts of the transformation. You will begin to see yourself differently. The Sagittarius self from the past cannot walk through the door the universe is opening for you. That is why certain situations feel tight or outdated. You are outgrowing your old roles and shifting into a version of yourself that is more aligned, more courageous, and more spiritually awake than ever before. Sagittarius, your archetypes are rising, and when they rise together, they create a force that reshapes everything around you. The wanderer in you is awakening with a desire for freedom that no longer fits inside old limitations. You feel called to explore, expand, and break away from anything that restricts the natural movement of your spirit. The philosopher within you is becoming louder. Questions that once felt distant now feel urgent. You crave meaning, depth, and truth. Surface-level explanations no longer satisfy you. This is your inner wisdom sharpening itself, asking you to look beyond illusions and into the essence of things. The rebel side of your nature is stirring as well. Not in a destructive way, but in a liberating one. You are beginning to sense that certain structures around you are too small for the person you are becoming. You may feel compelled to speak your truth more boldly or to protect your freedom more fiercely. This is not impulsive behavior. This is your authentic essence breaking free. And then there is the archer, the part of you that sees a future before it exists. This archetype is awakening with incredible precision. It is as if your inner compass is locking onto something meaningful, even if you cannot name it yet. This alignment is a powerful sign that your path is preparing to shift in a significant way. Sagittarius, imagine standing in front of a door that does not yet exist in the physical world, but is fully alive in the spiritual one. You cannot see it with your eyes, yet you feel unmistakably that it is near. This door represents a major awakening in your life. It may reveal a truth you have been seeking for years, or guide you toward a new beginning that will reshape how you see yourself. You may feel a sense of anticipation, as if something is aligning itself just beyond the visible horizon. That feeling is valid. The door will lead you to a revelation, a decision, or a turning point that will mark a before and after in your story. Life will present a moment when everything suddenly becomes clear. You will understand why certain things had to fall apart, why certain paths closed, and why your heart kept calling you towards something more. Walking through this door requires trust, but Sagittarius, trust is something your soul understands. You come from the fire of faith, and your spirit was designed to step into the unknown with courage. The door is not a test. It is an invitation to step into a chapter that mirrors the person you are becoming, not the person you were. Sagittarius. The transformation you are moving toward is supported by forces larger than anything you have experienced recently. Fire signs like you are influenced by cycles of movement, expansion, and spiritual ignition. Right now, those cycles are concentrated around your energy field in a way that is rare and powerful. Your intuitive senses may be sharpening. You might notice more synchronicities, such as repeated numbers, symbolic dreams, or encounters that feel meaningful even if you cannot explain them logically. These events are signals that your frequency is rising. When your frequency rises, you naturally attract experiences that match your new level of awareness. The universe is aligning you with greater authenticity. You may find yourself having little patience for anything that feels fake or forced. You crave realness, depth, and connection. This is because your soul is stepping closer to its purpose. You are preparing to shine from a place of truth, not from a place of expectation. You are also being guided toward a deeper intuitive connection. This connection may feel like a quiet knowing inside you, or like a sudden flash of insight that arrives exactly when you need it. Trust this inner guidance. It will become increasingly clear as the transformation unfolds. Sagittarius. Every great awakening asks you to walk through a shadow before you reach the light. This shadow is not your enemy, it is your guide. It stands at the doorway of your next chapter, asking if you are willing to meet the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be acknowledged. You may notice moments of impatience rising within you, or feel the urge to escape situations that demand emotional presence. You may find yourself questioning whether you are ready for the magnitude of what is coming. These emotions are not signs of weakness. They are signals that your spirit is shedding layers that no longer resonate with your evolving identity. There may also be a subtle fear of commitment or a hesitation to take decisive action. Sagittarius energy loves freedom, and any transition that suggests constraint can feel uncomfortable. Yet this moment is not about losing your freedom. It is about aligning with a deeper, more authentic form of it. Sometimes the shadow invites you to observe where you have been avoiding certain truths or where you have allowed distractions to keep you from your own expansion. When you face these shadows with honesty, they transform into stepping stones. Your shadow journey is not a punishment. It is preparation. It strengthens your inner clarity, and it asks you to recognize the difference between temporary impulses and long-term desires. This awareness is essential because the transformation ahead will require you to make choices rooted in truth rather than fear. And Sagittarius, you carry the fire to rise through this. As you move through the shadow with courage, the energy around you begins to shift. This is the moment when your inner landscape starts to brighten, like the sky just before sunrise. The rise after the shadow often appears in subtle yet powerful ways. You may experience a surge of clarity, as if your intuition suddenly sharpens. You may begin to understand experiences from your past in a new light, or feel certain burdens lift from your shoulders. Emotional release becomes a natural part of this stage. You might cry unexpectedly, feel a sudden wave of peace, or find yourself laughing for no clear reason. These expressions are signs that energy is clearing out. They are the emotional echoes of your spirit rewriting its own narrative. And then comes the shift in your magnetic field. You will notice that opportunities begin to find you. People who support your path enter your life with astonishing synchronicity. Conversations become deeper, insights become more frequent. Your frequency rises because your soul is no longer carrying what once weighed it down. The universe recognizes this expansion and responds to it. You become a beacon, attracting experiences that align with your truth. This rise is one of the most beautiful phases of your transformation because it reminds you that every shadow you walked through had purpose. Sagittarius, after you move through the shadow and rise into clarity, you step into an identity that feels both new and familiar. It is a version of yourself that has always existed within you, waiting for the right moment to be born. You become more aligned with your inner compass. Decisions feel more natural because you are no longer acting from fear or confusion. Instead, You are guided by a deep sense of inner knowing. Your intuition becomes one of your strongest tools, and you begin to trust it more. Courage flows more easily. You are no longer afraid to speak your truth or to take bold steps toward the future you envision. Your spiritual awareness expands as well. You begin to notice the energetic connections between events, people, and emotions. You begin to understand that every experience has been leading you toward this very moment of awakening. You also become more honest with yourself. Authenticity becomes your foundation. You start releasing patterns that once held you back, and you open yourself to experiences that match the person you are becoming. Sagittarius, you are shifting into a higher state of being, one that will transform not just your path but the way you perceive your own power. Now let us step into the realm of spiritual guidance. Imagine for a moment that the universe is speaking directly to you. The message does not come from outside. It rises from within, from that timeless part of you that has always known your purpose. The universe whispers that this transformation is not something you need to force. It is something you allow. You are being asked to trust the unseen. You are being reminded that your path is not built on logic alone. It is built on intuition, resonance, and alignment. When you feel a gentle pull toward something new, that is guidance. When you feel a sudden sense of peace about a decision, that is guidance. When life rearranges itself unexpectedly, that is guidance as well. The universe wants you to remember that you are not navigating this transition alone. Every step you take is supported by forces larger than you can comprehend. You are being guided toward experiences that match your frequency, and as your frequency rises, your path evolves with it. Trust this process, Sagittarius. There is a divine intelligence working in your favor. Sagittarius, navigating this transformation requires presence, patience, and spiritual awareness. The first essential element is openness. Allow yourself to receive new ideas, new perspectives, and new opportunities without immediately questioning whether you are ready. Your readiness is revealed through experience. Second, release the identity that no longer represents who you are becoming. You cannot carry outdated beliefs into a new timeline. This release may feel uncomfortable, but it creates space for the new energy that is entering your life. Third, trust your intuition. It will become stronger as this transformation unfolds. Your inner knowing will guide you toward the right choices, even if those choices do not make sense at first glance. Fourth, rest when your body and spirit call for it. Spiritual upgrades require energy, and rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of integration. Fifth, say yes to aligned opportunities. Even if they appear unexpectedly, they are arriving for a reason. Trust that the universe does not make mistakes in timing. For Sagittarius suns, this transformation will impact your outer world. Your purpose, your ambitions, and your external opportunities will expand in ways you may not have anticipated. Doors that once seemed closed will begin to open, and you will feel a renewed sense of direction in your life. For Sagittarius moons, the transformation will be deeply emotional. You may experience healing that reconnects you to your inner truth. You will feel more grounded in your emotional self, and you will discover strength within vulnerabilities that once felt overwhelming. This emotional rebirth will bring peace to parts of your spirit that have long been waiting for resolution. For Sagittarius risings, the shift will transform your identity and how the world perceives you. You may notice that people respond to you differently. You may sense that your presence carries a new kind of clarity and authority. This is because you are stepping into a more authentic expression of yourself. Your outer world will begin to reflect the inner transformation taking place. Sagittarius, now that we have traveled through every layer of your unfolding transformation, let us step into the reflection that brings all of these revelations together. Take a slow breath and allow yourself to truly feel the magnitude of what is happening within you. You are standing in a moment that is not ordinary in any sense. This is a sacred turning point, one that arrives only a few times in an entire lifetime. It is the moment when the soul calls you forward with a voice stronger than doubt, stronger than fear, and stronger than any limitation ever spoken over you. What you are experiencing now is not simply change. It is the awakening of your truest nature, the emergence of the spiritual fire that has always lived inside you, but is now rising to its fullest expression. You have walked through your shadows with courage. You have learned to trust your inner voice, even when logic could not keep up. You have felt emotional storms, intuitive whispers, restless nights, and sudden moments of clarity that seem to arrive from nowhere. All of these experiences are threads in a much larger pattern. They show that your spirit is aligning itself with a destiny that was written long before this lifetime. You are being shaped, refined, and elevated so that you can step into a future that mirrors the fullness of your purpose. The version of yourself that is emerging is wiser, stronger, clearer, and more connected to the universe than ever before. Sagittarius, reflect for a moment on how far you have come. Think about the moments you did not think you would rise from, and yet you rose. Think about the doors that closed and only later revealed themselves as protection. Think about the intuition that has guided you even when you doubted it. Every challenge you have survived has carved out space for this incredible transformation that now stands before you. You are not the same person you once were. You have expanded beyond your past. You have grown beyond your old limits. And now you are preparing to step into a future that resonates with your highest truth. You are becoming the version of yourself that your younger self dreamed of. You are becoming the person your spirit has been quietly guiding you toward for years. This transformation is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Every breath, every choice, and every moment of awakening has brought you closer to this point of alignment. Sagittarius, you are rising into a new chapter with open eyes, open heart, and open soul. The universe is ready. Your future is ready. The path ahead is not just illuminated, it is calling your name with purpose. Sagittarius, hear these words with your entire being. You are stepping into a chapter where your power finally meets your destiny. You are stepping into a life shaped not by fear, but by expansion. You are stepping into a version of yourself that radiates truth, courage, and wisdom. The transformation you are experiencing is not small. It is colossal. It is life-altering. It is soul-defining. This is the moment when everything begins to shift into alignment, when the unseen becomes visible, and when your path begins to reveal itself with unmistakable clarity. You are the archer whose arrow has already been released. That arrow is moving toward a future that is filled with purpose, opportunity, and spiritual awakening. And here is the truth that the universe wants you to know clearly and without hesitation. You were born for this moment. You were designed for expansion. You were crafted for journeys others are too afraid to take. Your soul carries the strength of 1,000 dawns, and every new beginning rises inside you like fire. So step forward, Sagittarius, with faith that does not tremble and with courage that does not fade. Let the past fall away like embers drifting into the night. Let the new chapter open with a brilliance that reflects the deepest truths of your heart. You are not walking alone. You are walking accompanied by purpose, guided by intuition, and supported by the vast intelligence of the universe. You are ready, and the world is ready for the version of you that is emerging. If this message reached your spirit in any way, remember that your journey continues. Allow yourself to dive deeper into your own expansion, your own awakening, and your own destiny. And when you feel ready, explore more of the guidance prepared for you. Watch the other videos on this channel. They were created to support your growth, inspire your journey, and walk beside your transformation.